Topping today's news, political leaders in Haiti select a transitional council. BahamasA is set to resume flights to Haiti. A 61-year-old man killed in a hit-and-run accident on the Malo-Butler Highway. And Prime Minister Davis continues to apply more pressure to the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Jarino Saunders. This is your JCN Evening News, and it is a pleasure to have you join us. While the government continues its blockade in the southern Bahamas to prevent an influx of migrants from Haiti, reports coming out of Haiti are that political leaders have finalized a political agreement to serve as a framework for a 22-month transitional government that will hopefully return a greater degree of law and order to Haiti. Members of the Transition Council, which represents political parties, the private sector, and civil society, sent their plan to CARICOM on Sunday. The council will first elect a prime minister who, in collaboration with the 9-member team, will form a government charged with leading the country until democratic, free, and credible elections can be held. The proposed new government will replace Prime Minister Ariel Henry, who resigned on March 11th after Haiti plunged even deeper into gang violence following his controversial trip to Kenya. No members of the council or transitional government will be allowed to run in Haiti's election. Haiti has suffered years of political instability with no elections since 2016. On Friday, BahamasA announced that it would resume flights to Cape Haitian, Haiti, starting on Saturday, April 20th. The airline will be operating scheduled flights twice per week, Tuesdays and Saturdays. The managing director explained that BahamasA has conducted thorough assessments regarding Cape Haitian and have determined it to be a secure destination for the airline to restart its scheduled flights. However, BahamasA advises passengers to stay informed about the latest travel advisories and entry requirements for Cape Haitian before booking your flights. Prime Minister Philip Davis continues to apply pressure on the Grand Bahama Port Authority over its demand for $357 million to the government. The government says it is owed for infrastructural works done in Freeport between 2018 and 2022. While at an event on Freeport on Saturday, Prime Minister Philip Davis said publicly that he has no confidence in the Grand Bahama Port Authority. Those comments seemingly prompted a reaction from the Port Authority, who on Sunday responded with a statement that said the government's claims are unfounded. Well, on Monday, Prime Minister Philip Davis tightened the screws even more and laid the government's case for seeking reimbursement from the Port Authority, despite previous government administrations not seeking reimbursements.
But in itself acknowledges that there are reimbursables to be had. It acknowledges that not before now has a request been made for the reimbursable to be paid. Well, it has been made, and whatever good reasons other administrations would have had not to seek it, do not obtain today.
Prime Minister Davis says arbitration might be the only solution. Meanwhile, the Grand Bahama Port Authority says it will vigorously defend itself against the government's claims if arbitration is required to settle this dispute.
It is paid within the 30 days. Either negotiate going further, or we can go to arbitration to have an arbitration panel determine the amount that is owed and when and how it should be paid.
Prime Minister Davis says the Grand Bahama Port Authority is open to challenge the $357 million amount owed. However, they will have to provide evidence of where they maintain the infrastructure of Freeport between 2018 and 2022. Meanwhile, the opposition Free National Movement is on record saying while they agree that the Grand Bahama Port Authority needs to do more than it has been doing, they do not support the way the government is handling its dispute with the Port Authority in public. Party leader Michael Pintard is quoted as saying that the government it appears that the government is seeking to wrestle away the privately held assets of the Port Authority. The opposition says the public spat between the government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority is damaging to the country. And finally, in this segment, over the years, there have been a number of hit-and-run accidents that have been a cause for concern. And today, police are seeking the public's help in identifying the latest culprit to hit a pedestrian and flee the scene. Police say around 9 p.m. on Monday, an elderly male was hit by a motorist who failed to remain on scene. Here is Jcn Thompson, police inspector at the traffic division, with details on this latest hit-and-run.
Shortly after 8, we received some information where a male was struck by a vehicle. The pedestrian was traveling north on the sidewalk on Somalia Butler Highway, when for some unknown reason a vehicle veered off the street and would have struck him. This vehicle did not remain on scene. We are seeking the public assistance in tracking down this individual that struck this male, so we can bring some kind of closure to the family.
Inspector Thompson said police traffic investigators will do everything in their power to track down this cold-hearted driver.
We believe that this may be a flatbed type vehicle because it has a double axle. You notice the tire markings on the sidewalk. It is of a double axle. So we are appealing to members of the public that if you have any information concerning this vehicle or the driver, please contact Traffic Police Station at 397-8050 and pass that information on, or you could call our tips line at 323-TIPS.
Inspector Thompson said investigators will also rely on CCTV and private video in the area to help with their investigation. Meanwhile, new legislation passed in 2022 saw an increase in penalties for people convicted of vehicular manslaughter, increase to up to 15 years in prison if you are found guilty. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back after these commercials.